But it's always getting the.
What is your favorite card, toughest card to pass, or what is your favorite card to pass?
Okay, so first of all, spider guard, the whole thing is backing up and bringing your two elbows together, get the feet off the biceps.
Okay.
That's the short answer. Can't
Okay.
show it obviously, but
Okay.
sorry. What was the next one? What's your toughest guard to pass?
Yeah, what's the toughest card for you to pass?
Toughest guard for me to pass is anything with a cross shoulder post. Whenever your partner understands that a cross shoulder post will make it incredibly difficult for you to get to any kind of upper body position where you can't get wrapped around your partner's upper body. Anyone that uses this cross shoulder post will make it much more difficult to pass their guard. And what was the second part of that? What's my,
These are coming in pretty fast.
alright, we'll just fire off some more.
Okay, how do you pass against long-legged players?
Passing against long-legged people, just maintain inside position. Okay, so anytime we can keep butterfly hooks inside, okay, it's relatively easy to keep inside positioning against long-legged people. Okay, it's just naturally harder for a long-legged person to fight to inside position, so it's pretty easy to steal inside position with the legs. And using things like where we go throw bys, they go to highlight over, pushing the feet down, passing like that, things like that. It's pretty easy to steal inside position with a long-legged person now, just because naturally they have more space in between the legs to be able to steal the inside position.
Okay. Woji something Jits is asking how to pass Kyle's card.
Cow terror,
I don't know if I did Kyle's card.
just made sure really not that hard, just put it on the top head and arm,
Okay,
and then you wouldn't be able to move.
what should I do that?
So Kyle's whole, a lot of Kyle's is like deep half guard, right? He plays, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
So just placing the deep half guard, the whole thing is first of all getting my ankle to a position of relative safety, where she can't come underneath my ankles with her feet. And now depending on where she goes, using underhooks, cross faces, she's scooping underneath the leg, we can start sitting around, pushing the head down, moving the cross ashigarami, things like that, applying from this position here, now we can go into passes, underhooks, things like that. And just ways dealing with deep half guard with various submissions and cross ashigarami entrances.
Okay. This is JPN Reno is asking how do you do an overhook? How do you do an overhook when the bottom player has half guard? Pretty fast.
So she has an underhook.
Yeah.
No, she has an underhook. My favorite thing from here actually isn't to play with an overhook. It's usually to beat the underhook with my head position. Okay? Because right here, this prevents her from taking my back, but doesn't really do anything to stop her from off balancing me. So as soon as she puts an underhook in, I typically like to use a V grip inside my partner's armpit. So I take the hand like so, like a V, I post inside my partner's armpit. Now when she goes to use the underhook, I can push my head back over my partner's elbow, and then shut the underhook down now. So now when she goes to use an effective underhook, it's very difficult, and it gives me a perfect opportunity to start using near side underhooks, set my partner down, and then go and pass it from here. So I typically don't completely whiz her. I just use a V grip, and I use my head over my partner's elbow to shut her underhook down. So now when she goes to use an effective underhook, it's pretty useless. Now you have to go into attacking with body locks, near side underhooks, and things like that.
Okay. So this is Parson JD. How do you pass? How do you pass the guard someone who played in the NFL absolutely super strong when they're trying to muscle you? Imagine a 275-pound bully. I think we talked about this today when you talk about someone who's really squeezing the leg hard.
So as far as just someone who's like super explosive and big, I recommend loose passing because it's much harder. So for example, if you're down, if you have a 140-pound person, relatively equal skill level, even the disparity in skill level, you try to control a 275-pound person as a torso, no matter what you do really, if they want to roll you over, it's going to be much easier for them to roll you over. So the whole thing is I usually play with loose passing, okay, where I play from here, so they don't actually carry any of my weight. So now I can just play side to side, put pressure on them through movement with my feet, or play game from here where now I can pummel past my partner's legs. So when she goes to bridge and move me around, she can move around, but she doesn't really carry any of my weight for her to be able to move me around from here. So typically play either a loose passing or submissions game, where I use submissions to start isolating limbs, where it's my whole body versus one of my partner's limbs rather than my torso controlling their torso.
Okay. I think it's more of a comment than a question, but Bluebell Brecht, Big Goran / Shabani 2020.
Well, big
Everyone sees,
sponsor.
yeah, I don't know.
Are you in your over there to the right? There's questions on that too.
Probably.
So, good question here. Do you ever have trouble with someone with a good lockdown?
Not really. I'm pretty humble pass the legs pretty easy.
I don't know what it is.
Scorpion again. So this has scorpion on the legs. It's whenever someone puts you here, you know, assuming you have upper body inside position, most of the time it's just to keep you at bay from putting pressure forward into them. But you can pretty easily pummel past the legs from here. So once you get to extend me, and we just use our free leg and start coming behind our partner's heel, the bottom heel here. And now as she goes to extend me and keep the legs locked, you can pretty easily use this. You can use this to pretty easily pummel past your partner's legs. And it's just a matter of taking your right foot up to your partner's butt. So now when she goes to relock, it's difficult. Now the whole leg is inserting butterfly hooks to free the leg before she can relock. But it starts becoming more difficult when she has an underhook where she has upper body inside position, coupled with an inside scorpion. Now she starts scooping into my leg, and now it starts getting difficult. Okay, because now she can start rocking me over this way, she can start coming up to create back exposure and things like that. So whenever I see this, I usually overhook, and I start coming in and start putting in arming guillotines. So now as she goes to roll me over, I start to butterfly hook with my left leg. And now as she goes to come up and play from here, I start coming into positions where now we can come in and play with the guillotine options and start to rotate my partner out and over to the side. Okay, whether it's this way or whether from here I have an arm trapped and we can elevate with the Sumigishi up and over the shoulder, and I start playing with front headlock and swing back from there. Also, sorry if I can't move like usual. I'm on half a leg here, so I don't look retarded. Don't.
Easy Light Boom is asking, how can you show how you stop the cameraman's breath? That's I think they're taking a shot at me.
We have a walrus behind the camera. It's kind of hard.
So guys, Gordon's instructional videos is gonna be on sale until tonight only. So today is the last day on sale. So if you haven't got it yet, make sure to check it out on bjjfanatics.com. Just type Gordon Ryan and you're gonna find it. And don't lose time, guys. One of the probably like the best system here to pass the guard on no gi. So hope you all you guys can watch it.
Deep in Squat is asking, my girl won't let me take her back. How do I take it? I'm sure Deep in Squat is talking about jiu-jitsu. I'm guessing. So,
Just force her.
yes. So we're gonna do it from a jiu-jitsu perspective, like for liability purposes. But why don't we?
So the whole thing.
I'm sure that's what they meant.
The whole thing. If she's on her back, okay, straight back exposure by getting her back off the floor. Okay, so we can start with any kind of loose passes where I start initially by getting past my partner's leg by stepping past the hip line and throwing legs to the side. Okay, now she has two choices. She can re-guard, or now I can one throw the legs to the side. If she high legs over, we can start to V-grip and take it back off the floor. Now there's back exposure. Okay, or if I get past the legs and she turns into me, now there's a pin. If she turns away from me, now the back comes off the floor. Now there's back exposure, or we can go into attack my partner's back from there.
One guy asked here how Gordon deals with Mantis guard. What's that?
Lunch?
No, M-A-N-T-I-S. Yeah.
Yeah, Mantis guard. That's what Keenan plays. So it's let's go down. I'm pretty sure it's like an outside down the diva with a grip on the ankle here. Here, I think he plays. I guess so. But like this, right? So
I have no idea.
I don't know what Keenan calls bandit guard. I'm pretty sure it's this. Switch legs
He grabs his own shin or something. Yeah.
like this, right?
Yeah.
Remember outside down the diva. So can you recreate that?
I think
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much it's pretty similar to a regular outside De La Riva. Pushing down on the knee, turning my knee out, and clearing this. Now from here, she has a grip on her ankle still. Okay. So one thing I can start to do is I can start to take my left leg around in this direction, and now from here we can start to sit into cross Ashigarami and play from here. Assuming we can get our leg around. Assuming we can't get our leg around, we can always start breaking this grip by turning my knee out and then just leaning my knee over her knee. So our two knees point in the same direction, and this makes it incredibly hard now for her to keep her grip on my shin. And now we just have the palm of the legs in various positions from here.
Yeah, so one guy just asked how does Gordon stop to get swept when he stands up in the close guard? He said he gets swept all the time when he stands up in the close guard.
So, we stand up from closed guard, right? First thing is always keeping my hands inside my partner's armpits, inside my partner's biceps, so that as I lean forward, she can't pull me forward. If I have my hands on my partner's chest on the floor, I'm going to lean forward, she pulls her knees into her chest, and now I'm exposing my hands to her, the arms to her. So the whole thing is I put my hands inside the biceps, and we step up 1 and then 2, or we lean forward head over head, and just hop up to our 2 feet. Now, as I stand up, I always stand vertical posture first. And now, as soon as I go to push on inside of my partner's legs, I take my hand over hand, I lean my head over to one side, so that my foot, my knee, and my hip, and my head form one straight line. So now, as her guard opens, when she goes to drop her hips and sit me back down to the floor, because all my weight is leaning over one of my feet, it gives me a weightless leg on the opposite side. So now from here, as she goes to sit me down, I just kick forward and around, and I back step, simultaneously stealing inside knee position relative to her knee, so she can't invert inside and enter into Ashigarami X guard. Okay? So the whole thing is standing up to vertical posture, moving my head over my hip, over my knee, over my foot. And now when she goes to sit me down, I have a weightless leg. I back step, I steal inside knee position to play from here.
A lot of questions on this topic. Samuel Jits wants to know, where is Big Gord right now?
He's home chilling. He's had too much traveling. He gets home. We get home from the ADCC trials. He's like, Gord, I gotta lay down for the next few days. I'm shot. I'm like, from what, Dad? He's like, from this weekend. You know, all those hours sitting on the plane, and then all those hours sitting at the tournament. I'm fucked up. I'm like, all right, Dad. And then yesterday, he's like, oh man, it's been a real long day. I'm like, what did you do? He's like, I went to the corner store, got some food. I went to the Mac machine at the bank. And then I fixed my chair. I'm like, that's it? He's like, yeah. Killed me. I'm like, all right, Dad.
Can CC, this is Zach the Duncan, can CC that back take you were doing at the quintet? I don't really remember that one.
Back take quintet. Don't remember that one either. There's a bunch of back takes, so I don't know really how to answer that.
What percentage do you drill versus live roll in the overall training plan?
I drill about twice as much as I roll live. John usually teaches between an hour and a half class, and then we roll for like 35 to 40 minutes.
But when you count the drilling, does that mean that there's no resistance or?
No resistance. John teaches a move, standing ground, we drill it. He does that for about an hour, teaches multiple moves, and then we do live training. So 35 to 40 minutes of live training for an hour to an hour and a half of drilling.
Parson JD is asking, what are some of the leg pummel drills you do when you're in top position?
Just always fighting one leg to the inside first. Okay, like I said, everything we do comes off an inside foot. So if my partner's in a seated guard, we're always feinting with the lead leg like a striker feints with the lead hand. Okay, so we're always in here, we're hand fighting, and I'm always stepping with the lead foot. So my partner never knows where we're going to go. As she goes to follow me with the feet, we find a way, get the foot to the inside. Okay? And now whether we play a straight or a cross hamstring, we push our partner down to the back, and then we play just by pommeling legs here. So you actually increase your performance just by playing from this position often. Okay? Because your hands are so heavy and your hips are so high, your legs and hips are pretty light. So you can just get creative with how you play a leg pommeling game from here and just move around. As your partner goes to give you some resistance, just play where she goes to regard, and we just leg pommeling from here. Okay? So the first thing is faking to get a foot inside, and then just playing from this position or from this position. Most of the leg pommeling will come from an inside foot straight hamstring though.
And one guy asked, how do you do to pass the Z guard at the knee shield?
So this is all the instructional. Basically, your question is, can I get to upper body position or not? Okay. If I can get to my partner's top head and arm, it's pretty easy. If I can't because of the cross shoulder post, I have to start doing more creative things. Where from here, I can start to grab my partner's hand in like so. She has a cross shoulder post, feeding hands in, sitting through, blocking moras, put underhooks in, start pulling through, come to Dar strangles. We can start sitting over our partner's head if we can get past the frame. Using scoop grips to pass. Underhooks, back across faces, things like that. So the whole thing you're asking yourself is, can you get to upper body position or not? If the hands aren't in the way, it's pretty easy to just pull this leg through in various types of ways and come in and get to upper body position, or now we can pin the head of the arm. If we can't get to upper body position, where I can't get a cross face and underhook, and I have to start to do different things where we isolate limbs and we start going for submissions, or using the thread of submissions to come back and get chest to chest.
Will the darts work if she has her knee in on your hip?
Yeah,
Could
so
you just extend?
yeah, so the whole thing for here, and she has a cross shoulder post, is I pull this arm by, I take my shoulder down to my partner's armpit, and the whole thing I'm just trying to do is lock an initial 10-finger grip here. So now she goes to extend away from me, because of the 10-finger grip, her knee won't allow her to do that. Now I start sprawling my right hip down, pommeling behind my partner's left or right leg, and then coming through. Now she has a choice. She can stay here, I can lock a full strangle. Most people will come to a turtle position, where now I knock them down to the floor. Now we come in, we start locking up full darces. So the whole thing initially is to get to the 10-finger grip.
What is it about the cross shoulder post that makes it so hard to pass?
It dominates your entire shoulder line. So if we look at the bottom guard from here, if my knee is the only thing between myself and my partner, it's relatively easy for her to just push the knee by and come crashing down into upper body position, chest to chest. So I have to monitor my partner's shoulders in some way by maintaining distance between my chest and her chest. The way that I do this is through posting my partner's shoulders. If I use a straight shoulder post with either one of my hands, it only controls one of my partner's shoulders. So if she just switches her shoulder, she just drops her shoulder down, my hand slides off easily, and now she can come crashing down, chest to chest. Same thing here. If I post here, she can just turn her shoulder out and post my hand, and now she's chest to chest. The only way I can control both of her shoulders and dominate the entire shoulder line is by posting two of her shoulders. If I do straight post with two of my hands, yeah, I can dominate both of her shoulders. But now it takes both of my hands to be able to do that. So I use a cross shoulder post instead, where now I post left hand on my partner's shoulder, left elbow inside my partner's far shoulder, so when she goes to come towards me, now I dominate the entire shoulder line. And I still have a free hand to keep distance between our two chests. Now when she goes to crush me, I have the legs coupled with the hands, so when she goes to come in heavy now, it's incredibly difficult for her to be able to crush me. And my free hand now can always block her crossface. So when she goes to underhook me, she can't underhook me. When she goes to crossface me, she can't crossface me. And now from here we can go into all easy attacks where I can use this now and start pulling my partner into me, going into all of my attacks from there.
guys, if you haven't checked it yet, make sure to check bjfanatics.com. Gordon's new instructional, the guard passing one that we are just looking here, is gonna be on sale until tonight only. So don't lose time. We don't know when it's gonna be on sales again. So if you haven't got it yet, make sure to go there, bjfanatics.com, and check it out.
So are you tired or you wanna?
Up to you guys. I mean, these will be coming in all night, so we can do as much as you guys.
Yeah, we can do more later. You wanna do one more on?
Yeah.
Someone asked about DPAP.
What about it?
I'll pass it.
Okay, so DPAP, there's a couple situations your partner can be in. Okay? That's the first thing, whenever my partner shoots into a DPAP guard, the first thing I want to do is make sure that I get my ankle to a position of relative safety. What that means is that I scoot my ankle up as high as I can. So when she goes to lock her leg, I post on the hip, post on the thigh, and I scoot my ankle up. What this does is it makes it harder for my partner to get her feet underneath my ankle. She can pommel her legs underneath my legs, now she can enter into X guard, Ashigarami, or reverse X guard, cross Ashigarami. She can start to come out the back door and expose my back. All kinds of things can happen from here. So I always make sure to take my ankle and put it to a position of relative safety by bringing it up towards my partner's tailbone. Now, there's three positions she can be in. She can be flat on her back, where now it always gives me an available underhook of my partner, where now I can start scooting into positions where I can attack her Shiro Senkaku and back triangles from here. The second position she can be in is where she's facing towards me and she hides the hand underneath my leg. Where now I like to start coming up and coming into this position. Where if she holds my leg from here, you can easily just post in your partner's leg and start stepping your leg out. Most people will start to drop into an X guard, but then she tries to bring the feet inside, and now we can reverse feet grip my partner's ankle, start to backstep two of our feet to the same side of our partner's body. Okay? When I stand up, when I play accordingly, whether my partner stays around my legs, or now it's pretty easy to just step out, either peeling this grip off first, or just stepping out like so. Or if the feet come inside, I counter this, and back to all that, by reverse feet gripping and stepping out. If my partner hides the hand and she's on the opposite hip facing away from me, now I start to push the head down and sit over into this position. Where now I come in, I start to slide my knee in and sit into cross Ashigarami, which is difficult right now because I can't bend my leg that much. But I just start to sit in and I play from cross Ashigarami here, either attacking the legs or coming back into underhooks. Okay? So there's three main positions your partner can be in. Flat on the back, which will always expose far side underhook, hiding the hand facing towards me, or hiding the hand facing away from me. And we have options for all three of those. Make sense?
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good for right now. Any, so, yeah, I mean, I think, what else is for,
Yeah, guys, so just leave the Q&A here. I hope you guys enjoyed. And make sure to check it out, bjfanatics.com. The new instructional from Gordon is on sale. And for everybody who was asking like why it was only on sale for 1 day, or for 3 or 4 days, is because we're really trying to be careful for customer service. Many times when you have a big launch, you get like hundreds of messages and that, so we're trying to reply everyone very quick, so that was the reason. And so check it out, bjfanatics.com, and just type Gordon right.
we'll be back online doing something later.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you, Gordon.